Hi, this is Jared Jones, owner of Horizon Realty Group, owner of my own investment company, and also an author here in Las Vegas. I have been featured on the Closing Bell on CNBC. I have been listed as the Wall Street Journal and Real Trends top uh, 10, top 5 agents in the entire nation several years. I've sold probably 3 to 4,000 homes in the last 5 years alone. So one of the busiest agents in terms of transactioning real estate in the history of the U.S. Had good fortune to be very, very busy. Um, and at the same time, I'm also very busy on managing my own portfolios and that of some very high profile investors from different parts of the country. Guys that are innovators, people that have invented amazing products that you use. Folks that run very large, powerful organizations have me purchase and develop inventory for them to purchase. And there's a reason for this. Many of the largest, uh, most well to do people in the US, the more affluent, those that run hedge funds, those that are in places of prominence and power, believe that with the nation on its course that it's on, being that we continue to not properly manage our debt, that we print money at a very high pace, electronically, that is, through the Federal Reserve and how they manage with the Treasury the amount of cash we have. The fact that most of those that are in the know, most of those that are in places of prominence and power believe that there is going to be a point of concern for hyperinflation in the future. I just listened to an adjunct professor at Columbia say that there are 8 major steps that all huge international economies go through whenever before they actually hit a very negative state of hyperinflation. Well, as you can see with the price of gold and the price of real estate all across the US, we have just been on a collision course. Folks are buying up assets left and right to try to what perceives to be to try to hedge inflation off. And at the same time, you can still have opportunity to purchase real estate much lower than it was. The chief economist for Trulia, the real estate information website, said back in August that he believes Las Vegas is 33% under market. One thing that I will tell you is that right now, Las Vegas, 6 out of 10 homes in Las Vegas sell over asking price. Okay. Multiple offers are a very, very high percentage of our properties. The average selling price, I believe, is around 102% of asking price. But the majority of homes are in some sort of multiple offer situation. And when you're trying to buy a portfolio of buy and hold properties or properties for rent, you're buying them in this $80,000 to $90,000 on the low side to as high as $170,000 on the high side. That is the middle ground price range for Las Vegas. And it's absolutely extremely hot and high demand because you're competing with every homeowner that wants to purchase in that same exact price range. Very, very contentious. Which, with that being the case, how do we buy portfolios of property safely? Well, I had to deal with this problem on my own behalf. And so, being that I needed a hyperinflation protection, a hedge with my own investments, I didn't feel good about the stock market. And so my two alternatives, at least that made sense to me, because I pay attention to what these whales who work with me and those that are in this country that are sensible with their investments, they're buying precious metals, they're buying real estate, they're buying hard assets. When we see hard assets taking the momentum that they have, smart people believe that the dollar is in a dangerous ground. It's on dangerous footing. Okay? So one thing I want to tell you is that even though you may agree with me and find real estate in Las Vegas to be an absolute value, I want to caution you that if you are coming to purchase in Las Vegas, you need to have a very good source of behind the scenes, off market, almost rare sources that allow you to circumvent, get around the demand for homes that in the price range you're going to be in. So if you're actually looking for a home in Las Vegas and you have to fight it out with all these other buyers, you're going to be in trouble. So today I'm going to show you exactly how to do this, how to get good discounts, reasonably good discounts when homes are selling 1-2% over asking price and you can get them 10 to 15% under value, then it's safe to assume that's obviously something that validates your attention, and I know your attention is valuable, and so I'm going to make sure I use a good use of it by sharing something that took me a while to figure out, but when I did, I was able to sell tons and tons of homes over and over again, more so than I can even purchase myself, which is why I'm making this portfolio available to you. So you must be careful to purchase in that price range because you're competing with a lot of intense interest. Okay, so what am I offering? Okay, we agree real estate's good. We appreciate the economists saying that Las Vegas is still undervalued. Okay, but we're talking 10 plus properties. Okay, selling you 10 plus homes with an ideal rental setup. Okay, that means these homes are in good areas. They were built in 1990, no older than that, to around 2010, certain parts. Most of them in homeowners associations, but not really expensive HOAs. HOAs that are they're low intrusive, but they maintain the area so that you don't have concerns long term on the value of your home, because they can kind of protect the integrity. If you're in California, those are called Mello-Roos. There's different names throughout the country. But you also have a good, segment of this properties that we're talking about that has anywhere from 10 to 15% discounts, 10 to 15% under market. Okay. So with that being said, I want to tell you how that I'm bringing these deals. Well, let me give you a quick backstory. 18 months ago, the market started to seize up. We went from 15 to 17,000 homes on the market down to 3,000 homes on the market. And even today, we're hovering in between 5,000 and 7,000 homes on the market. So very, very below historic norms. Okay, we're still very, very tight inventory. With that being said, I needed inventory for my own purchase, and then for those of the folks that I work with in building their portfolios. And what I decided to do was to create some ideal marketing campaigns, spending thousands of dollars. Tested this with a cost of $10,000 to $20,000 on a given month, and started to really get some traction by creating marketing messages that almost magnetically attract those that are those sellers that are motivated to sell. Okay, so the cool part about this is I'm generating these sellers after we kind of went through this process, and we had 10 or 15 people call in the first couple weeks, and then it became 30, and then it became 50, and now on a given week we'll make anywhere from 40 to 60 different connections and offers and discuss the sale of that many parties' homes in a given week. Okay, now as you can tell, the reason why I'm advertising these portfolios to you is because I cannot purchase them all myself. Okay, and as a result, if I have these sellers coming to me and they're expecting me to help them, and I'm thinking you may want to also have buy homes at a great price, but then if you can also appreciate a done for you system to put this whole entire portfolio to work for you, all in one solution. Okay, so to recap, I have a magnetic seller marketing system that generates need to sell sellers. Some of them are desperate sellers that have reasonably new homes, that have HOAs, that are ideal rental type properties in Las Vegas, that call us, that sell to you at a discount as a result of my negotiation with them. Offering those homes, we not only do that, but we help transition you to having that person, if that person wants to continue renting it, or to transition it over to property management, if there's any securing needed, if there's any repairs, managing all of that for you from here. Okay, so you could be wherever you want to be. We have all the vendors in place. It means we have trusted vendors that I personally use on my own properties that do a fantastic job at a great price. And the same with our property management teams. Okay, it's not in-house property management. Okay, I don't do property management. It's not something that I have an affinity for. Okay, never wanted to, don't need to, and won't do it. So, but I have great partnerships in the industry. And if you have your own, fine, we can use yours as well. Okay. Now, additional to this, one critical component to boosting your return exponentially is I've partnered up with a direct line, bank line, that provides mid 4% range pricing. At this time, I think it's around 4.625. This isn't a rate quote as a disclaimer, but it's what I was able to obtain yesterday. As an example, the principal and interest payment on a $110,000 home would be $560. Okay. Now, you might be putting down on that particular home. I'll give you an example. A home that cost $110,000 would appraise for 130, 135. Okay. I have recent data on everything I'm telling you to show you that this is absolutely correct. But 110,000, you're buying for a value of 130, 135 on you purchase the home for 110. The lender will let you borrow at 4.625 a non-owner investor loan to 114,000, if I'm not mistaken, or so on that home. Okay. So on that particular property, you would have no money out of pocket. Okay. So on some of them, you will have a slight down payment. You might have some closing cost. And by the way, the closing cost is a flat fee of $14.95, and you'll have an appraisal cost. Okay. That doesn't comprise all your closing costs, but that's your loan cost to fund one. So just part of the whole thing. So essentially, you could purchase 10 plus homes in a portfolio. You could get 4%, sub 4% rates to finance the whole package, depending on credit. And obviously, you have to have cash down. The cash income, the downside on yours, and this includes potential repairs. You're coming in with around 225,000 to purchase 10 plus properties, all of them cash flowing, and all of them, by the time you, considering the pay down on your loans and your cash flow, you're going to get paid back your entire initial money that you put down in your own houses. That comes back to you by the tenants paying your houses down by around year 6. All of it depends on a specific scenario, but that's a reasonable across the other portfolios we've done. Year 6, then it increases exponentially because you got your money back, but the monies that the tenant's paying down in your favor is being paid down at 4.625. Ridiculous. The thing is, one thing you want to consider, one of the biggest bonuses about this entire program is how cheap we can get the interest money. Now, you can do more than 10 homes. This particular bank line that I have secured will do 10 homes for you. $14.95 closing cost, plus your appraisal, which I believe is $395. Don't quote me on that, but it's right around that. You've had one before. And then the rest is like if you have a title cost, half of escrow or anything that might be on the purchasing side. Okay. So we bring you the deals using our unique magnetic motivated seller process of marketing. These aren't on the market. That's a good thing. When they're not on the market, you have a better chance of making a good deal. That's how we're able to bring those to you, because you don't have all these buyers nipping and biting. Like if you're familiar with the MLS or the multiple listing service, we aren't bringing you homes from the MLS. You understand that? Huge difference. Massive way that even in a market like ours, when homes are selling at 101, 102% of market, okay, selling over asking, especially in the price range we're selling homes for you, that we're getting for you. And when 6 to 7 out of 10 buyers are in multiple offer situations, 6 to 7 out of 10 buyers in Las Vegas as I'm filming this. So understanding that, um, you get the model provides for you discounted properties when others are fighting to buy homes. The model provides for you an awesome bank line. Part of the pairing up with me is you get access to that. Additionally, we're going to take care of getting the property all the way through the process and then back to the vendor for property management. Now, here's the thing. I have high profile buyers. I have some buyers that don't even care to come to Vegas. We set it up long distance. They don't care. I have some that will set up 2 or 3 sales at a time, and they'll come in and knock out a visit with the property manager and a home inspector at the same day. That means the home inspector shows up at the home, so does the property manager. They both walk it together. They get all the estimates of income, expense, whole thing out of the way, and then we move on. Make sense? I have some clients that just want the property manager and the home inspector to go out at the same day and report back to them from wherever they are. That makes sense? By the way, I'm going to provide you with more than one choice of vendor. Okay? You use whoever you want. You can ask me who I want. It'll be purely on performance that I would recommend anyone to you. Okay? So this is as real as it gets. Okay? You might be sitting there saying, you know what? This is just sounds too good to be true. Either the market isn't what he says it is, or he doesn't have these deals. Here's the fact. I do have these deals. Even though we're making 40, 50 offers a week, we end up picking off maybe 10 to 15% of those homes. So that means I'm selling a 10 package portfolio every 2 to 3 weeks. Okay? Now, with that being said, I am not going to allow any more than 5 to 7 investors in at a time because I don't want the line to be long. I don't want people to be frustrated because they can't get through when they want to. Simple as that. I am only going to take 5 to 7 investors in any given 2.5 month window. Okay? 10-week period, 5 to 7 investors. That is it. Okay? Because I know that those 5 to 7 people can be served and can appreciate the process and the service without being disgruntled. So just understand this. Once I have 5 to 7 people lined up, if we're still doing it in 2 to 3 months, then I will get back to you. But other than that, in all likelihood, we are full. We're most likely full even as you watch this. So it just stays that busy, which is awesome. But it is first come, first served. So if you feel like, you know what, it's just an awesome experience. It's what I need. It's for me. And just kind of nailing that down. I mean, the good thing about this is you can be wherever you are, and you have, if you've purchased 10 homes, you have a $1.5 million business that you acquired for $1.3 million on day one. You guys understand that, the discount. And then you acquired it with only leveraging $225,000 of your own money, including the repairs to get all those homes ready, which is probably 25% of that sum. The additional thing is, you know what rental property businesses are. You don't have a cost on your business in terms of manpower unless you're making money. I mean, what other businesses have we all owned that, and I own a real estate company. I'll tell you what, my investment company is awesome in that I don't pay managers if there's no money coming in. And I pay them when there is money coming in. But in my real estate company, my admins want to be paid no matter if the company had a huge windfall or it was on peas and carrots. So the fact that it is one of the best hyperinflation proof autopilot money printing press type businesses where your The person you're providing services to is paying you to take care of your product. Okay? Now, if this is for you, I have some very, very unique um, things to go over with you in terms of strategy, where we buy, how we buy, the best places, things that we're looking at. And we'll also look at your scenario, especially if you're a local. If you're a local and you've got your own home here, or if you live in another market and you're planning on doing something with your own primary residence, the home you live in, we want to take a look at all of that to make sure that that we do it in the right order, because we don't want to have your investment buying muck up your anything you're doing back home and all of that. So if you feel like this is for you, once again, I am only taking 5 to 7 investors in the next 10-week period, with the goal to move between 10 to 15 properties each, and that is it. It's something that I know we can do, but I just don't want to get too ahead of myself. And if you're behind that, I'm sorry, you're going to be on a waiting list, and I will come back to you then. And we've been at this for a very long time, so it's no reason to think that we won't be getting you in then. But we just aren't going to get too far ahead of ourselves, because I don't want to disappoint anyone that's putting their trust in me to do a good job for them. But again, my name is Jared Jones. If you need to look me up, you'll see that I'm one of the busiest in Las Vegas, one of the tallest experts instead of in types of getting into the media and having to discuss what's going on in the market. Um, but this is very, very real. So if this is for you, fill out the request form. And what will happen next is, once you request information, my assistant will reach out to you to schedule a direct one-on-one call to go over some specifics, some planning, some strategy, to get an idea of your background, your intentions here in the Las Vegas area. But with that, look forward to talking to you then. Appreciate you listening in, and look forward to helping you anchor your portfolio down here in Las Vegas. Take care.